Hey everyone, what's going on? It's your girl Bulama. Welcome to another video. So as you can see by the title, this video is about why I started YouTube. I started YouTube a few years ago. I think I started 2013 if I'm not mistaken. And I started YouTube honestly because I really enjoyed, and I still enjoy, the creativeness of individuals here on YouTube. I just find it absolutely amazing to see people grow in terms of their craft. There are people who I've watched who've started businesses on YouTube, who have made careers from YouTube, who have just their lives have just been transformed by their ability to share what they're good at, their niche here on YouTube. So that's really why I started it. I was just really curious and really I found it really fun to kind of be able to express myself with my little creative bug that I think I have. So definitely that's why I started YouTube. Another reason I started YouTube is because I love to learn, and I definitely like to learn from other people, and I like the idea that YouTube gives you that space to do that. Here on YouTube I definitely have the ability to kind of just express myself, and that was one of the things that really drew me to YouTube. As I continue to make YouTube, I started to learn about editing and, you know, the little nicks and knacks that come with lighting, and just as I've continued to grow here on YouTube, I've kind of learned things as I've gone along, and that's been the exciting part of YouTube. I kind of wanted it to be my hobby, and it's definitely something that I've enjoyed. And one of the things I considered when I was getting married was, do I want to stop doing YouTube? Do I want to kind of keep that part of my life, or my marriage life, private? Do I not want to share that part of my life? But actually Odina was actually the one who kind of encouraged me to continue. We had a discussion and we just talked about the transparency, and some of the other reasons I'm still doing YouTube and continue to do YouTube, and why I started YouTube. In hindsight, I guess now looking into it, is we talked about from the Christian aspect. We talked about the transparency of marriages and relationships in our community. We don't really see, for the most part, people in their element, and that's a choice. I am not saying that people are to go ahead and be public with their marriage. And when I mean public as we do on YouTube. And obviously not everything we post on YouTube, not everything we post, everyone doesn't see everything. There's a lot of things that have happened, and just there's a lot of things that we experience and we go through that we don't necessarily come before the camera and share. But the things that we find relevant, or the things that we might be okay with sharing, we do come and share with you guys, and we're okay with that, and we're open with that, and we're okay with what we definitely discuss what we're going to share and what we're not going to share. And we're like, we're okay with this, we're not okay with that, we won't talk about that, we'll talk about that. So it's just kind of a learning curve, and it's to each his own. I know there's some YouTubers who talk about everything and they're open about everything, but we thought we were thinking, and we thought that it's important to have that level of transparency from the Christian perspective. I think we, as a Christian community, and specifically the Black Christian community, I think we have a skewed, perhaps ignorant ideology of what marriage is. I think some people think that marriage is a reward. And I'm getting off topic, but I'm getting back to my point to why I started YouTube. I think some Christians think that marriage is a reward, and marriage is something you get after you've been a Christian for a certain amount of years, or only when, you know, you've done certain things. I think marriage, I think it helps if you're mature in certain areas. I think it helps if you can do work on yourself and figure out who you are and do all the things that I think will help a marriage. But there isn't necessarily marriage is not a reward. If you want to get married and you desire marriage, marriage is offered. The Bible talks about it's not good for man to be alone, and that applies, I believe, to everyone. So there isn't this height. I don't personally believe there's this height of Christianity that you need to reach before being married. I think there are things that can help your marriage, as I said before, or enhance your marriage. Or if you're struggling with certain things, I think it's good to get those things checked. But you're never, I don't know if you can be, okay, so personally, I think I got married at a ideal time in my life. Personally, for me, I think for me, you know, I'm just about to graduate with my master's. I've gotten school out the way, and school is a personal choice, so I'm not saying that school needs to be a part of your trajectory or your path. Yeah, so I think for me, it worked to be what God did what he did when he did it. But back to my point, kind of straying a bit, but what I'm saying is I think YouTube can be a great tool to kind of just show what marriage looks like on a day-to-day, what people should look like. I think not should, but what normal, let me not use the word should, what relationships or what married people, or just what people look like in general outside of marriages, just what people look like. I think sometimes we don't get to see each other outside of church and out of our church communities, and I think having a place like YouTube where you can just kind of be yourself, I think is a great thing. And of course, with every good comes bad. So there are people on YouTube who might not post the best content in terms of their topics of choice. There are people who are racist. There are people who are left, as I would say. So there's a whole bunch of different people. There's a variety of different things that you can explore on YouTube, good and bad. But I think YouTube is a great place where people can, as I said, hone in on their craft, start businesses, promote Christianity, promote love and growth of themselves and others and community. So I think a lot of good things can come out of YouTube, and I'm just curious as to where my path will lead. With that said, obviously I'm open, and I know that when you put yourself out there, you are opening yourself to criticism. So people will have things to say, good or bad, but that is something that comes with being on YouTube. But so it's definitely about you feeling like what you're posting is a reflection of you, and if it is a true reflection of you, then you have to own it. I think that's the best answer. I think what you put out there has to be a reflection of you. So I own what I put here on YouTube. I'm not perfect by any means, but I am open to growth and growing. I'm just open to learning more about myself. Excited, and I want to thank everyone. This is a thank you video to everybody who has commented and subscribed and shared my video. I really appreciate it, because I think doors will be open, and doors are not open in the ways in which we always think. So I do appreciate the good and bad, negative and positive comments. I take everything with stride. I'm not gonna stop YouTube. I'm not gonna stop doing YouTube. It will be something I do until it's no longer interesting or fun to me, but as of right now, it is something that I enjoy doing. And yeah, so please, if there are topics that you are interested in myself or Dean discussing, or things that you think are interesting and you want to see here on my channel, please go ahead and leave those in the comment bar below. I want to thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.